Hello, everybody. We are live. Today is Tuesday, February 20th. I'm Marina Blackford. Welcome to the Beyond Cancer podcast, video podcast on YouTube with Marina. Yeah. Um, all right. Just wanted to start that. I should probably have a cooler intro, but goals, y'all, goals. All right, here's the live. I am so excited for the live. I love the lives. It brings a sense of community and purpose to what I'm doing. What I'm doing here is I have a channel that you all should subscribe to. You've likely found my channel if you're on a cancer journey. I post videos about chemo, radiation surgery, and life after cancer. So, welcome. All right, today's theme, and I always have a theme or topic for you guys, is really important. So I'll wait to dive into that because I like to give some time for some people to come on that want to hear the live. But I'm going to encourage you to get involved. Leave a comment. First comment is on from Isa, and she's showing all the love. Thank you so much, Isa. Yeah, I welcome you. Quatrice. Oh, I love seeing familiar faces in the subscribers here. So thank you. Happy Tuesday to you. All right. And Sam and Nina. Hello. Hi. Uh, Isa says, hugs to all of you. Yes, this is a supportive community. I put a reminder on YouTube yesterday, live tomorrow. And I also updated a little bit in my description of the about of my channel. And it just said something like this, you know, if you have something to share or a way to support others, please do. And then let's just leave it there. Basically, I'm trying to say, you know, be nice with your comments on here. I haven't run into too many that are not, but just a friendly reminder. People are going to come to this channel. They're going to see me doing tips about chemo and radiation, and everybody's going to have an opinion about that. And that's their right. But we want to keep this a safe, supportive place. So thank you guys. All right, Gen 8, hello. She says, good morning. My favorite profile picture of a dog. And Vigi28, good morning. All right, guys, I have a great topic that I think is really important, and I have a little bit of food for thought for you. So I've been consuming, and by the way, we're all consuming, whether it's food or knowledge. Another reason I recommend you coming here, because what I hope to always put out is hope, positivity, and tips. And I'm not false about it because I'll be the first to tell you guys like cancer sucks and these medications have side effects that also suck, but my goal is to get you to health, cancer free, whatever it takes, wherever you are. And so I'm here to support you in that. And so yeah, that's what I'm here for. All right, so full circle. We are what we consume, whether it's what we eat, which everybody's always asked me, what do you eat? What do you eat? And I'm happy to share what I eat because it's not perfect, but I'm always working on it. I think it's really good. I'm trying to include fiber and superfoods, and I've listed some new superfoods on my Amazon store. I think you should check them out. You'll just click on my Amazon store. It's literally like on the channel as a link or the description of all the videos. New superfoods to check out. Here's the other thing we consume. We consume anything we're watching, including this right now. On your phone, on your computer, likely on your phone, let's be honest. We're always consuming something. So I want you guys to think about, what are we consuming of what we're watching and listening to? It's really important. There's a lot of stuff out there that will draw you in for the drama, for the oh my god, for the negativity, whether it's social media, whether it's the news. And the truth is, there's a lot of craziness out there. That's the world we live in. There's a lot of people out there. So if there's people, there's some craziness. But you have a choice every day on what you consume. And I'm going to encourage you to really evaluate what that is. Is it constant, kind of maybe stressful stuff, sometimes reality TV? I mean, guilty. I have a couple shows, but I eliminated Housewives from my watch list a while ago because it was getting so stressful watching those women bicker about drama was like not making me feel good. And I was at some point I was like, why am I watching this? So I eliminated the Housewives shows from my watch list a while ago. And so the point is we have a choice on what we consume every day that's going to help feed into our energy. So I would encourage you to really evaluate what you're consuming. If it's too much and it's just not making, if it's stressing you out, and that's the theme of today's conversation is stress. If it's not making you feel better, you might need to take a break from what you're consuming. And so I'm not talking about food today, guys. I'm talking about stress. Let's talk about it. All right, so that's my intro. We're going to go into it more though, but I'm going to jump to the comments cuz I see some comments coming on and I want you guys to seal uh to seal. Hello. I want you to feel seen and heard. All right, Kieran. Hi, just want to check with you. You know anything about the TNBC recurrence? I am so TNBC would be triple negative breast cancer. I am TNBC stage 3, done with all treatments in January 2024. So worry about recurrence. Is recurrence always stage 4 in triple negative breast cancer? Thank you for asking. What an important question because I think it goes with today's topic of stress. You are concerned and you have had cancer. So you have a right to be concerned. Okay. You are a survivor, though. You are done with treatments. That sounds amazing after stage 3. Congratulations. Um, so I see you put the word in here worry. You worry about reoccurrence. I want you to live without that fear. You have the right to live without that fear. Um, a reminder, you guys, I am a holistic cancer coach. I filled myself up with knowledge last year and became certified. And I am even consuming more knowledge this past week that's, always feeding to what I'm doing for you guys. But if you are able to practice a life without stress, how do we do that? We're going to talk about it more and take control of what you eat and how you live. You should really be cancer free forever. There's a potential for that. There's a huge potential for that. There's statistics for that. So Kieran, here's how I would address what you're asking. Is reoccurrence always stage 4? No, because I did have a reoccurrence of triple negative breast cancer. Unfortunately, it came at my 5-year mark. I found a lump myself as I was taking a shower and washing myself. So always feel yourself on the first of the month, right? Know your body. And it was not stage 4. It was maybe stage 2 due to the size of the lump. I don't even remember, to be honest, but it wasn't stage 4. It wasn't in lymph nodes and it hadn't spread. I felt it and found it, called my oncology team the next day because it was a Sunday. And so it's not always stage 4 at all. And will you guys get recurrence like I did? Not likely. Like the odds of not getting recurrence after doing A and C chemo and Taxol is like 90% that you will not get cancer again for triple negative. That's about the statistic my oncologist gave me. Unfortunately, I am BRCA1 positive. So I have a genetic mutation that puts me at high risk. You might not be, and I hope you're not. But the point is, there's lots of things we can do to help us live without fear of reoccurrence, whether it's what we're eating, the scans we're getting, the way we pay attention to our body and lifestyle. So, thank you so much for asking that question because that's exactly what I'm talking about today. I want you guys to live without fear. I started to also mention I'm a certified holistic cancer coach. So if you guys need one-on-one coaching to help you get to a point of living without fear or getting through your cancer journey, I am available. You'll go to marinablackford.com and you'll click book a session and there's availability on there. If you don't see availability that would work for your time zone, then you can also just go to the bottom of the website and submit info to me. Like it'll send me an email and let me know if there's a better time for your time zone and maybe we can make something work. But I am here to help you one-on-one if you need it. Chantel. Hi, Marina. It's Chantel from South Africa. Wow. I just love seeing where you guys are from. Thank you. I have a problem in that I am currently living in fear. Guys, this is the topic we needed today. I am having chemo currently and have triple negative BRCA1 breast cancer. Same girl. How can I change my think? It's a great question. So I think we have to get to the heart of that fear. So you are having chemo currently, and that if that is what you have chosen, which is what I chose, being triple negative breast cancer and going to a cancer center, they said, "Hey, this can be aggressive. We need to knock it out." I chose chemo. I have no regrets on that. So I chose traditional medicine like yourself, Chantel. You have to lean into that. That chemo, if it is making you feel an ounce of not well, that means it's working. And that sucks if you have nausea, bloating, fatigue, all these symptoms, like they're not fun and chemo might not be for everybody. But tell yourself the chemo is working because it is. It is designed to kill cancer cells. It is doing its job. We have to view it as working for us. Otherwise, why would you be putting your body through this? So really lean into that. Like let your mind know that it's working and that's where you will find peace. I think we can eliminate fear when we find peace in our decisions. And just because you've made a decision doesn't mean you can't change that decision. But you're in it and it has worked for tons of people. So it will likely work for you and you need to just believe that. When you put your belief in something like your treatment, again, whether it's chemo, whether it's how you're living or eating, it's going to help eliminate that fear. The other thing is likely spirituality for a lot of us, okay? Because there's a lot beyond this that we can't control as well. And I probably don't talk a ton about that, but it's going to help you with peace. It helps me with peace, like just letting it go, right? Because I could just say, let it go, Chantel. And you're like, well, how? I mean, I'm in treatment, I have cancer. Like, how? I mean, for a lot of us, it's spirituality. If you believe in a higher being, if you believe in God, you have to know that there is a plan for you. And you're likely doing that plan right now by doing your chemo. And that's part of letting it go, is believing that you are where you need to be. So I hope some of that helps you, Chantel. Lean into believing that chemo is working. Know that there is a purpose for you being here and you are living out healing yourself right now. And if there are changes you need to make to feel better during or after this journey, what better time than now? All we have is now. Annette. Hi, Annette. Welcome back. I love seeing you guys on. Chantel, I have an insatiable need for sugar. How can I replace this? Uh, l- I w- there's two ways to replace sugar, either little by little or cold turkey. And how you do it is up to you. If you had an advanced stage cancer and you wanted healing fast, I would go cold turkey. That is me. I would say I can't do it. Now, if you like sweet, I would say you can still have sweets. You can have literally any fruit. And people are going to have an opinion about this and that's fine. But fruit is from the earth and it is so good for you. So replace that sweet with fruit. And if you need to even make it more fun, let's add in some, you know, honey. And there's all forms of honey. Okay. There's organic, there's raw, there's manuka, there is local honey where you live. And that really is great for helping with allergies, by the way. So you can do fruit on some plain yogurt with some honey and add in some nuts to fill you up because you might be having cravings more right now, Chantel, because you're on a steroid, possibly. A lot of times they give steroids when you're on chemo, whether it's a pill before, an infusion before. And so you need to fill yourself up so you feel full as well. So adding nuts, I love walnuts because they have good omega 3s. You're going to add that to your berries, the honey on the plain yogurt, and it's going to be a very filling snack. So again, cold turkey or little by little replacing, it's up to you, but there are options and just start somewhere. You have to start somewhere and start by not having it in your home if that helps you too. So don't buy the cookies if you're trying to avoid that right now until you can trust yourself that you know how to have one cookie with tea. But don't buy the box when you know you're going to have the box in like 2 days, so you have to know yourself. I hope that helps you. Chantel says, yes. And okay, so next comment, I want to say, yes, I'm watching too much YouTube and I am stressed. Thank you so much. Again, you guys make these lives. Thank you so much for these comments. You're feeding into everything that I'm feeling we might need to hear today. You're watching too much YouTube and I'm stressed. So you have a choice on YouTube of what you're watching. And you even have a choice of how much you're watching, right? So let's start there. Let's say like so my YouTube has settings and a timer set up. I don't know if you guys have this, notice this, but if I open up YouTube after like 9 p.m. at night, it'll tell me time for bed. And I either have to hit dismiss or snooze, so it'll remind me again in 10 minutes or something. And that's set up to remind me, like, hey, you told yourself you weren't going to watch YouTube after 9. So YouTube has those settings. You can set them up. It will tell you time for bed and block you before you keep watching. So how much time? And then what are you consuming? Like, I'm gonna toot my own horn here. This is a place that I am trying to spread awareness, hope, and positivity. But if you're looking up cancer stuff, and I actually haven't done a ton of that, but I've watched a little bit of it. But if you're looking up cancer stuff, there's probably a lot of stuff out there that is people just feeling sick and miserable, and chemo sucks, and when is it going to end? And my stage 4 isn't healing, and I don't even know. Is there a lot of that out there, guys? That's not what you need to be watching right now if you're in active cancer treatment, probably ever, to be honest. You just don't need to be watching that because that is one person's journey that is not yours. And you don't know all the details that go into cancer. You don't know all their pathology. You don't know all of their lifestyle. I mean, people will tell you they're doing everything, to heal, and you really don't know what that looks like. So I would really look at what you're consuming, not just for Chantel. Thank you for reminding all of us that we need to remember to really pay attention to what we are putting in our mind and in our body. Anil, my wife has stage 3 ovarian cancer. Follow up. Should we go for HEPIC during surgery? She is 60 years of age. Forgive me. I don't know what HEPIC is. So I did not have ovarian cancer, but I am at increased risk, Anil. So I chose to have surgery, right? I did a robotic surgery. It was 3 small incisions on 2 to the side of my belly here and 1 directly at my belly button, and removed my everything. I removed the hysterectomy is removing your uterus, and I removed the ovaries and tubes as well. I had a choice to leave the ovaries and tubes and just remove the uterus or remove it all. And I asked my doctor, well, what is the benefit of leaving my ovaries and tubes? And he said, really nothing, right? Like there really wasn't. But removing them was a greater would help me more, right? That there wouldn't be cancer, because sometimes ovarian cancer can show up in the tubes and mimic ovarian cancer. So, anyways, I chose to remove it all. Since my cancer was a triple negative one, non hormone responsive, I am not on any inhibitors right now. So, it was a recovery. The surgery itself, you can go back and look at videos on my channel, hysterectomy surgery videos. I'll show you a little bit of what the scars look like, what the recovery was like, and I'll even discuss, what non-hormones is like after. It was 6 months of really feeling what my body would feel like. And so in the beginning it was a little hard with maybe sleep, um, stress management, and dryness, but all of that got better. So I hope that helps. Caffeinated nurse. Hi, Marina. Oh, I like your little tag there. Caffeinated nurse. Whatever gets our nurses to help us. Um, let go and let God, let our greatest physician heal us. I like that. Yes. Amy Lee, I'm late, but I'm here. You're not late, Amy. You are right where you need to be. That's why I watch you. She gives me a little heart hands. Thank you. And Rose, this is the only channel. Oh, Rose, yay. I think you're just like giving me some props here, right? That this is what you watch. Yeah, yeah, really. Because the reason this channel's here and the reason I keep doing it and I give this message is because I think I was looking for something like this on my cancer journey. I was young when I was diagnosed. I'm the only one you watch. I was 31 when I was diagnosed with breast cancer. I just qualified to run a marathon, like the Boston Marathon. Okay. So it was a huge feat for me. Like to qualify to run Boston, I had to run really fast. And then the next week, I had this biopsy and they said, you have triple negative breast cancer. You need to start chemo. And it was shocking and a whirlwind. And I wanted hope. I wanted to feel like there was a lot of life left. It doesn't matter what age you are, guys. I mean, I happen to be 31, but you could be 61 and you still want to be told you have a lot of life left, you know? And it might be an eye opener for you to be like, oh crap, like I still have a lot to do, you know? So I needed hope. I wanted to figure out how I could get back to being active quickly, how I could continue to live my life well during chemo. And that's everything I share here. So I'm still trying to work on a way to like package it neatly for you guys, but this is good, right? This works. Yeah. Amy Lee, I have inflammatory breast cancer stage 3C. I was supposed to have my second round of chemo last Wednesday, but my white blood cells were too low. Is there any way to help keep them up? I go tomorrow. Well, I mean, if you're doing chemo and it's going down as they're checking, they should be always checking your blood work before chemo, then they likely need to use medication to boost it up. You know, I could tell you some superfoods, you know, again, it's honestly just incorporating a lot of uh, vegetables and fruit in your diet to support yourself. It could be a little hard on the tummy during chemo because chemo messes with your stomach as it is. So I would encourage either blending your stuff into a smoothie or juicing, which is fantastic. Those will all support your immune system. I took one multivitamin during chemo and they did tell me that was okay. So I did do that. You are not supposed to take an increased amount of vitamin C. They don't want it to interfere with your chemo. So don't take increased vitamin C right now. Maybe one women's multivitamin. But beyond that, you're getting a medication that's really hard on your body. So you might need a medication to help. And I had injections for that. I mean, one of the injections is called Neulasta. I had that several times. I also had something, I don't know if it was, I feel like it was called something else, but it almost looks like a little, you know, a little device they put on your arm and they stick it to your arm when you get your chemo. And the next day it like has a timer that just like does the injection automatic. So you don't have to go back to your cancer center the next day after chemo. So ask about these injections. Is there an injection that you should be getting to boost your white blood cell count? If there is, it's going to stimulate your bone marrow to make those white blood cells and neutrophils, and it's going to make your bones feel achy, and you're going to want to take a Claritin if you get that done because it's going to help with that feeling of achiness. Um, that's my best suggestion. You know, again, guys, this is a mix of your journey, right? Whether you're doing traditional healing or alternative or integrative is what I like to call it, a little bit of both. Then you gotta, consider all of it. I don't know what's going on with my hair here. What's going on with my hair today? Um, Carissa, feeding your mind with positive input is so important. Get some laughter into, as Marina says, faith matters. Ooh, you just summed up my live today, Carissa. Thank you. Amy Lee says, thank you. Rose, always ask your doctor about any supplements you take. I also have the Neulasta On Pro patch. Is that what it's called? Patch. And my counts have been amazing every week. No delays so far with treatments and yay, fruits and veggies. Yay, yay, and yay, right? Thank you, Rose. Absolutely all of it. You know, I really wouldn't supplements. I like supplements after treatment or wherever you're at to prevent cancer or when you're done with active treatment. But when you're in treatment and you're doing these medications, you want them to work. So you really got to be careful. So thanks for the reminder, Rose. And what else did you say that I love? No delays so far with treatment. I like what you said there because I felt the same mindset. I'm like, I just want to get this chemo done. I want to move on with my life. I want this to be done. That being said, I did have to pause treatment um, at least once, technically twice. The second time I had breast cancer because my neutrophils and white blood cell counts were going so low. And we paused 1 week and we did that injection. I came back the next week and the numbers were up and we continued. And I was so bummed at first every time we had to pause because I was like, "Oh, like this is not my plan," is how I felt. I just want to get this done and this is delaying it. But can I tell you guys, if you have to pause treatment, it was a week of needed relief. Like just take the pause. Your body's telling you you need it. It's okay. You can resume chemo when it's time. Just take it and don't be frustrated like I was. Maybe you guys are not like me, but somebody might need to hear this. And it was really good to take the pause. The second time I technically paused was my last chemo. Can you imagine, guys? Well, yeah, yeah, I think I was expecting it to be my last chemo. And anyways, my numbers were very low and I was sitting there waiting and I'm like, "Oh no, they're going to come out and tell me we're not going to be able to do it today. And all I want to do is get this done." And they came out and said, "We need to do a blood transfusion today. First, we're going to have you talk to your oncologist." And I was just sitting there and like, isn't it crazy how stuff comes to you when you need it? I had a phone call from a friend in that moment and I told her what was going on. I said, "They might pause chemo right now. And I'm really bummed because I just wanted to be done." And she reminded me of someone in her life that had to do a blood transfusion because they had Crohn's disease. And she's like, anytime he really needed it, it really helped. Like it gave him so much energy. So, if you need the blood transfusion, this can make you feel a lot better. And I just hadn't thought of that, and I got that phone call in that moment, and it brought me so much peace again of knowing, like, it's okay, I'm at where I need to be, and then I would get the best news really from my oncologist, an hour later that she said, "I think we've done enough chemo, I think I we're gonna do the blood transfusion today, and then you're just gonna be done." And I had done 15 ANC and Taxol, it was a lot. Um So in one moment, felt like I got like the worst news, like, no, I thought this was my last chemo. And then I got a phone call, and then I got the best news. And that's the roller coaster of emotions that you'll go on this journey. So, yes. All right. Terry, vitamin C during treatment over 25 milligrams is not an antioxidant. I did this and helped a lot. All three of my doctors approved vitamin C during. Okay, so yeah, there's a specific number here, right? Over 25 milligrams is not. I'm having trouble reading that. I'm sorry, Terry, but I get what you're saying. The point is, you could probably ask your doctors if it's okay, and they'll be able to tell you. And sometimes it depends who you talk to. Sometimes you'll get the nurse practitioner. Sometimes you'll get your actual oncologist. But you're like, somebody, please tell me what's okay. Um, yeah, I honestly, Terry, that's why I also encourage people to still like wash your fruit and veggies, but to eat them, I've had people say that they're worried about doing that because they're worried about infection, from not eating cooked vegetables or fruit or something. There's so much vitamin C in our food. And so you can get a lot from that. And just if you need to cook your vegetables to feel safer, do it. Um, Honestly, the benefit I think far outweighs the risk. Lou. Toodles from Atlanta. Hi, Lou. Thank you for being here. I love seeing you comment. You always are supportive. Thank you. All right, let's see. What am I missing here? Amy Lee. These are some great comments today, guys. In case you're hopping on a little bit late, my topic for today was stress. It is stress. And I'm talking about what we consume. And I started to say a lot of us think of food, but I'm talking about what we consume by what we're watching and what we're listening to. Is it helping you to feel better? We should really think about that. If you're watching stuff that's just too much news, too much drama reality, too much YouTube of cancer patients not doing well. Like that's not going to be good for you. And we really need to think about that because I want you to help your stress levels. All right, Amy Lee, I really appreciate it because I've been frustrated. You're welcome, Amy. Swifty Sue, 2 more friends diagnosed this week. Yikes. Yeah. I think this is gonna come up, guys. If I wanted to say, "Hey, tomorrow, guys, I'm done with YouTube. I'm taking a break," like, I could do it, whatever, but feel this need that cancer's not going away, unfortunately, and it feels like more people or younger people are almost getting it, and I don't wanna introduce fear. That's just what it can feel like, but I wanna stay here as a light for you all, and it's gonna be in some form, and, there's a lot of reasons why it could feel like more people are getting diagnosed, there's things let's talk about food a little bit, right? We have access to fast food more than ever these days, and I consume fast food. I'm not perfect, guys. I've totally eat at Chick-fil-A or In-N-Out or something like that occasionally. What are you primarily putting in your body though every day? Like, can it be organic? Can it be from home? Can it be more from scratch? I mean, we have these options, but the point is fast food is everywhere. And if you're consuming it a lot more than not, it's not going to be good for you or anybody else out there. We need to get healthy nutrients in our body. So, all the things I'm mentioning, smoothies, soups, fruits, veggies, like view it as natural healing, guys. If you want some superfood ideas, go to my Amazon store. If you're like, well, I don't have time, or how can I just get a boost? Like, there's a lot of superfoods that you can get that can help. Something like the amla berry is the highest antioxidant rich berry in the world. You can get it on powder form on Amazon, stuff like that. So check out some ideas there. Day. Welcome back, Day. Morning, Marina. Why seroma stay so long to go away? My armpit feeling so uncomfortable of the swelling. Um, I need to be familiar. What is seroma? But your armpit's feeling so uncomfortable and swelling. I had cording in my armpit. Is a seroma a lump? Is that your tumor? Seroma, a pocket of clear, serous fluid, may develop in the body after surgery, particularly after breast surgery, abdominal surgery, reconstruction. Oh, wow. I don't know, but that does look painful. This is a question for your doctor. It said fluid can be drained surgically. So if you're at the point of pain, you need to call your medical team. I'm so sorry, Day. Terry is clarifying for me. IV vitamin C, 25 milligrams. Okay. Oh, an IV form. Wow. Okay. Is that something you do yourself, Terry, or do you get that at your cancer center? Just curious. And by yourself, I mean yourself or someone do it for you. Lou, I just started immunotherapy last week. Chemo didn't help me much. I'm on Keytruda now, combined with a capsule of Lenvima daily, which is designed to cut off blood supply to the tumor. Okay. Yeah, Keytruda is an immunotherapy. It's been around for a couple years now, and we're going to see more people on that have had triple negative breast cancer likely. It's designed to help your body try and fight these cancer cells, and it does come with symptoms like chemo, like fatigue and nausea. Um, yeah, and cutting up blood supply to the tumor. Well, I hope that works good for you if the chemo didn't. That's such a bummer to hear the chemo didn't, Lou. Um, just keep going. Keep figuring out what's gonna help get that tumor. Number 1 goal, stop growing. Number 2, to shrink. And number 3, to go away. And all of that could take time, guys, whether you're doing traditional medicine, whether you're doing holistic. Cancer cells in our body that multiplied likely, I mean, they say it really took years to develop into a tumor. I mean, usually around like 8 years. And so when we want these things to go away quickly, sometimes it's a big ask because it took that long to show up. So I don't want you to be in treatment for 8 years, but I just want you to know it could take a while for it to shrink sometimes. And remember, not growing, if a tumor is not growing in size, that is progress. It is. The point is for the tumor not to grow and spread. And if they're at least at that point, I would consider it a win. Christina, Hi, Marina. Love your videos. I'm free from cancer the last 2 years. And yay, hands in the air for you. I had a new ultrasound after 6 months from the last one. Everything is okay. Oh, and I was reading that like in suspense. Wait, tell me everything's okay. Everything is okay. Thank you for all your help. Thank you for being here. And thank you for sharing. I love to see comments like this, Christina, because other people need to see and feel hope, right? You are free from cancer for 2 years. You just had an ultrasound that looks good. This is the hope we all need to hear, that we can just keep going and them not find anything. So thank you. Yay. And you get some support in the comments. Quatrice, accepting the new normal has been tough. Even the crazy expectations at work where cancer is treated as it's as simple as the flu. Any tips adapting to a less stressful lifestyle? Let me go back to the last sentence. Even the crazy expectations at work where cancer is treated as, oh my gosh, I've just processed that sentence, Quatrice. Okay. Wow. Wow. You guys, I'm having a moment with her. You guys feeling this? She's saying nowadays, because it feels like, oh, my cousin has cancer, my sister has cancer, my coworker has cancer. Now, when you go to work and you're like, hey guys, I have cancer, or I'm going through treatment, or oh, I just finished treatment, so I'm just not feeling well. They're like, get over it, because it's feels as common as the flu in a sense. Like, all right, you had cancer, get to work. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry about that. I, being a dental hygienist, have always worked in a small practice. And so I have a small work family. And I love that, because then they are more considerate, I think, than like a corporate company or something. Um, wow. I can't believe that. I'm so sorry for that. Number one. Okay. So tips on living, adapting to a less stressful lifestyle. Yes. Here's some tips that I was listening to recently. Stress can come at you in many forms. Number one, what we're putting in front of our face. We have control over that, guys. So that's the easiest one to start with, what you consume. Number two is probably relationships. If there's somebody in your life that's making you feel more stressed than helping, it could be a partner, it could be a friend that's just not helpful. Like they're literally the opposite. They're not bringing you up, they're bringing you down, they're asking too much from you, whatever. It could be, and for a lot of us, it might be work. Okay, it could be a boss, a coworker that's demanding, or they're not positive, they're really negative, and you have to deal with that every day. Here's what we need to do when you want to get less stress from that, because it does affect your health. We need to set boundaries. You need to set boundaries entirely. You need to, number one, put out what you want to receive. So, like, check on your friends, give them love and positivity. And if they're not giving it back, you might need to start just kind of cutting off communication if you have a choice. Now, if it's the workplace, that's a tough one. You might need to make a change in your workplace. I know that's hard to hear, but this is your life we're talking about. Stress doesn't start and stop at work, it bleeds into your life. And when you've had cancer and you want to prevent cancer, or if you just want to prevent cancer, period, you have to set up healthy boundaries. Like you have to not allow somebody to either talk negative to you. You have a right to have healthy communication with people. So you can start with an email. Hey, everybody, like, or hey to that one person. Let's be very specific. Like, we can't email everybody. Hi, I want to come to work and get my work done. And it's hard when you interrupt that. Can we communicate through email so I can make sure I'm getting your needs done and I'm able to get my work done? I mean, try to do it in a professional manner. So it might be an email, it might be a face to face real quick. I don't know. I don't know your exact situation there, but I'm telling you, you got to set up boundaries. You have to communicate. And if you're worried about even doing that, you have to think of things as far as like, what's the best case scenario and what's the worst case scenario here? The best case is the ease up. The worst case is what? I mean, go there, so that way you can accept if the worst case happens, like, oh, they stopped talking to me. Oh, great. I wanted them to stop talking to me. If it's your boss and that's even more difficult, you should talk to them first always. And if they don't change, you might need to go to HR or somebody and have them help you. And if it's not changing, you might need to change work. I'm serious, guys. Stress is so real when you want to prevent cancer. It affects our health big time. I have done my certified holistic cancer coach program. We talk about it. I have listened to Chris work, Chris Beat Cancer. I'm going through his modules because he beat cancer without chemo. And I think that there's a lot to learn from that. So I wanted to hear it. And he just did his module on stress. And it's huge, like, because he's coached a lot of cancer patients. And I'm trying to learn from that. But almost every cancer patient he's coached has had something stressful going on in their life leading up to before diagnosis. So we need to manage it. Thank you. Thank you for sharing and asking. All right, let's see. How are we doing? Oh my gosh, life is flying by today. We'll probably do 5 more minutes. So let's get in your comments or questions. Rose, some support there. Quatrice, yes, talk to your doctor or surgeon for the swelling. Had to have multiple visits to have it drained. Okay, thank you for sharing there. Lou, fatigue, yes, but otherwise doing okay. Thank you, Marina. Good, Lou. I'm so glad. Um, Let's see here. Carissa, my treatment will be complete in 3 months. Did you have any emotional surprises once treatment was complete, Marina? Or physical, occupational therapy, or lymphatic massage might help with the seromas? Great advice. Carissa, um, emotional surprises. Yeah, that's why I'm here helping the survivors. No, absolutely, Carissa. Good question. I think a lot of the emotions um, you'll have to process when your journey's done, like acknowledging what you went through. I think journaling is very powerful. I think your body's going to find a way to reset. I mean, you're just going to be happy to not be going to these appointments, but then you're going to enter a new world of, again, like how do I manage everything to settling back into yourself? So it's different for everybody. Um, and so I just think that journaling could be very great in prayer. Physical surprises, not a ton, but you never know with treatment. If you had chemo, you could have neuropathy. Um, I think everything gets better at different marks on the journey. Usually every 3 months, I felt like things kind of felt different. At 3 months, I felt a little better. At 6 months, you feel a little better. And then you get to a year, you kind of really have a baseline of how you're going to feel after treatment. Rose, I'm reading one of the books Marina recommended, Cancer is a Turning Point. Powerful book. The right psyche plays a big role. Yes, that book can be hard to find, I've heard, right? Because it's an older book by Dr. Lawrence Lashane. Cancer is a turning point, but what he's writing about is research that's been presented in other books since. The idea being we have to use cancer as a reflection on our life, finding purpose in our life. So thank you, Rose, for sharing. Yes. Okay, Linda, let's get in your comment here. I'm 65-year-old, done with all kinds of therapy, 6 chemo, 15 radiation, 18 injection, and now a Rome Mason. I'm still experiencing neuropathy, but I live my life back to work and just enjoy life and grateful. Thank you, Linda, for sharing. You've been through it. You're going. Neuropathy, not fun. If you need to talk to your doctors, maybe they can prescribe some physical therapy, which I thought was very helpful. And I'm just glad you're back to work and life and being grateful. That's amazing. Oh, Carissa, I'm going to agree with this. Walking in nature helps with stress. Gratitude practices help me too. Yes, and yes, you guys will definitely see that here on my channel. Gio Garcia, good morning. Love to see you comment. Steeler, this is probably my last comment I can get in, guys. I was just diagnosed with stage 2 throat cancer, 4 masses in lymph nodes and voice box. Hopefully start radiation and chemotherapy next Monday. Already have my dermatologist involved and primary doc. Thank you so much for sharing. It's stage 2. You can do this. You can get treatment. You can do surgery. If it's in your voice box and in your throat, Steeler, I want you to really think about that, right? This is affecting how you speak. Have you ever felt like you didn't have a voice before all this? Like literally, does that make sense? Cancer is a turning point. The book we just talked about, like little gnats flying around right now, a bunch of house plants. Cancer is a turning point. Some of these programs will relate the types of cancer we have to some stresses in our life. And oftentimes, a throat cancer can sometimes be tied back to feeling like we weren't allowed to be heard. And that might apply to you and it might not. Don't let me put words in your mouth at all, at all. Um, but I just want you to view this as like it's time for you to have a voice. Like we're literally you're gonna beat this cancer and it's time for you to like do what you want to do in life. Like this is huge. Okay. Like you got to beat this and you got to come out of this and just shine a little brighter. Um, so yeah, I hope that helps. And yeah, you said your voice changes daily. I'm sure. And I'm going through it's like you're going through puberty again. Oh man. Just this is your time to really take care of yourself. Is my that's the basis of all this and bring it back home today. Guys, when we're talking about stress and we're talking about health and we're talking about your life, you have a right to live well and stress free. Other ways to manage stress that I'm actively doing right now is I'm trying to like make decisions a little quicker. And one of the most important things I want to mention is I'm a yes man, but I'm trying to actually say no more, setting the boundaries. I There's a lot of things that I'm always kind of working on, whether it's for my family or this YouTube or cancer coaching. And I'm finding lately that I just have to start saying no sometimes. And it might not just be no. It's okay if it's just not now. So even in your life, if there's people demanding stuff of you, and you're able to say like, "Oh, I really want to help with that," or "I'd really like to do that." I just have a lot going on right now, and so just not now. That's okay too. But setting those healthy boundaries so that you can live a more stress-free life. Let's do it today. Guys, I love chatting with you guys. I love it. Swifty, thank you for reminding everybody. Hit the like button, folks. Please do. Hit the like button. Share this one. I think this one came from somewhere deep today. I knew I was going to talk about stress and everything just came out that needed to. I don't have a schedule for March yet, so I'm going to work on that. I'll have another video out um, soon. I'm going to work on a schedule for you guys. I think we need another tip video soon. I also did a podcast interview with After the Bell podcast. You can find that on YouTube with Lauren. She's a fellow survivor. Had cancer while pregnant, and she interviewed me, and it was a really great interview. So check that out. And I just appreciate you guys showing up today. Keep showing up here, sharing these videos for people that need it, and taking care of yourself. I love you all and have a great day. Bye, guys.